Have you ever met someone who just seems too good to be true? The over-the-top compliments, the exaggerated kindness, the way they always seem to agree with everything you say, and then, boom, the mask slips, and suddenly you realize they were never real in the first place. So today we're talking about 12 ways to spot fake people before they waste your time, energy, or trust. And trust me, once you learn these, you'll never be fooled again. Let's start with a classic one. They're overly sweet, but it feels off. We all love a good compliment. There's nothing wrong with someone appreciating your kindness, your style, or your sense of humor. But have you ever met someone who lays it on a little too thick? The ones who act like you're the most incredible person they've ever met. Within the first 5 minutes of knowing you, you're absolutely amazing. I've never met anyone like you. We are so alike. I can tell we're going to be best friends forever. At first it feels flattering. Who wouldn't want to be admired like that? But then something doesn't sit right. It's too much too soon. Real people don't need to oversell their affection, because real connections take time to build. I once met someone who showered me with praise. From the moment we met, she insisted we were kindred spirits, that she had never connected with anyone like this before, and that we were going to be in each other's lives forever. It was intense. And then just 2 weeks later, she vanished. No explanation, no reason. Turns out the flattery was just a way to get something out of me. Once she got what she wanted, she was gone. That was the moment I learned an important lesson. If someone is too over the top, take a step back. Real friendships grow organically. They don't need a sales pitch. If it feels like someone is putting on a show, trust your gut. Authentic people don't rush connection. They don't need to perform friendship. They simply show up and let it unfold naturally. 2. They talk big but deliver little. Have you ever known someone who is full of big, exciting promises, but never actually follows through? Oh, I'll totally help you with that. We have to get together soon. I'm always here for you, just call me anytime. It sounds wonderful in the moment, doesn't it? They seem so eager to be there for you. They make it sound like you're a priority. But when it comes time for action, they're nowhere to be found. I once had a friend who was the queen of empty promises. She made plans, hyped them up, and then poof, she always had a last-minute excuse, a sudden change of plans, or a reason why she just couldn't make it work. It was frustrating because I kept giving her the benefit of the doubt, thinking, maybe this time she means it. But after too many no-shows and disappearing acts, I realized if someone's words and actions don't match up, believe their actions. Real people show up. They don't just talk about what they're going to do, they do it. If someone is all words and no action, it's time to stop listening to their empty promises and start paying attention to what they actually do. Because wise women, we don't waste time on people who only talk the talk. 3. They gossip a lot. Ever notice how some people seem to live for drama? They always have the latest scoop. They can't wait to tell you the newest scandal, and they act like they're doing you a favor by keeping you in the loop. Oh my gosh, did you hear what happened with so-and-so? I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but at first it might seem harmless. A little gossip here and there, a juicy story about someone you barely know. It doesn't seem like a big deal, right? But here's the thing. If they gossip to you, they gossip about you. I learned this the hard way. I once trusted someone who always had the latest tea about everyone else. She told me things that weren't hers to share, but I brushed it off. I thought, oh, she just likes to talk. Then one day I found out she was spilling my secrets too. Things I had told her in confidence were now making their way around, and that's when it hit me. If someone loves to gossip, they don't have boundaries, they don't respect privacy, and they certainly don't respect trust. Fake people thrive on drama. They love stirring the pot and playing both sides. And the worst part, they can't be trusted. So, if someone seems a little too eager to dish out other people's business, take note. Wise women keep their circle tight and their secrets locked up tight, because trust, that's earned, not freely given. 4. They only show up when they need something. Oh, this one is a classic. Fake people have a magical ability to disappear until they need a favor, They don't call to check in. They don't ask how you're doing. They don't show up just to spend time with you. But the moment they need something, there they are, acting like they've been around all along, haven't heard from them in months. Suddenly, they need a ride, never check in to see how you're doing, but oh, now they need money, never remember your birthday, but expect you to throw them a party. It's a pattern that's easy to miss at first, because they often come back with just enough charm to make you think they care. They might even throw in a fake apology. "Oh, I've just been so busy, but you know I love you," before slipping in what they really came for. I had a friend like this once. Every time she reached out, I knew she wanted something, a favor, a ride, help with something inconvenient. And me, I kept saying yes, thinking, maybe this time, she actually just wants to spend time with me. But nope, every interaction ended the same way, with me giving and her taking. And that's when I realized something powerful. Real friendships are about give and take. If someone only calls you when they want something, they're not friends, they're users. And wise women, we don't play that game. So here's what I did. I stopped giving. I stopped being available for the favors, the last-minute emergencies, and the one-sided energy. And you know what happened? She disappeared. The moment I stopped being useful, I stopped being valuable to her. And that, my friends, was all the confirmation I needed. So if someone in your life only remembers you when they need something, set that boundary. Protect your energy. Because real friends, they show up for you not just for what you can do for them. 5. They love playing the victim. Have you ever known someone who is never responsible for anything that goes wrong in their life? Their boss was out to get them, their ex was the villain, their friends betrayed them, and somehow, in every single story, they're the poor, misunderstood victim. At first, you feel bad for them. You listen, you sympathize, you might even try to help. But then something starts to feel off. Every relationship they have ends in disaster, but it's never their fault. Every job loss, every argument, every piece of drama, they were wronged, misunderstood, or targeted. I once knew someone like this. At first, I thought she had just been through a rough patch. She had a falling out with a friend. Her friend was toxic. She had trouble at work. Her boss was jealous. She had a rocky relationship. Her partner was manipulative. But after hearing the same pattern over and over, I started asking myself, if everyone in her life is a problem, maybe the real problem is her. Because here's the thing, life isn't perfect. And yes, sometimes we are treated unfairly, but wise women own their part in things. They reflect, they grow, they take responsibility. Fake people, they shift the blame every time. And the worst part, if they do this to everyone else, you better believe they'll do it to you. One day, you'll be the next villain in their story. So if you notice someone who's always playing the victim, watch out. They're not looking for support. They're looking for an audience. 6. They can't be happy for you. A fake friend will clap for you, but only if your success doesn't threaten them. If you're struggling, they'll be right there, because it makes them feel superior. But the moment you start to thrive, grow, or succeed, suddenly they're distant. They're cold. They change the subject when you share good news. Get a promotion, they act unimpressed. Lose weight, they make a backhanded comment. Find love, they suddenly stop calling. I once had a friend who was incredibly supportive until I started doing well. The moment I got a great job opportunity, she barely acknowledged it. When I lost weight and felt healthier, she pointed out how my face looked too thin. When I started dating someone wonderful, she acted as if I had abandoned her, even though I still made time for our friendship. And that's when I realized, real friends celebrate your wins. Fake ones secretly hope you'll fail. A wise woman doesn't dim her light to make someone else comfortable. If someone in your life can't be happy for you, they don't deserve a front row seat in your success. 7. They act different around different people. Have you ever seen someone switch personalities like a chameleon? One moment they're sweet, kind, and humble. The next they're snobby, dismissive, or completely different, depending on who's around. I had a friend who was warm and caring when it was just the two of us. We'd have deep conversations, laugh, and talk about life. But the moment we were in a group, she changed. She acted cooler, harsher, even condescending. She ignored me, talked over me, and acted as if I wasn't important. At first, I thought maybe I was imagining it, but the more I watched, the more I realized she wasn't being fake with just me. She was fake with everyone. She adjusted her personality based on who she thought had the most power, influence, or attention. Real people, they are who they are. No matter the audience, fake people adjust their mask to fit the room. And wise women, we don't waste time with people who can't even be real with themselves. 8. They fake interest in you. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and just felt that they weren't really listening? They nod, they smile, but their eyes are scanning the room, looking for someone more interesting. Fake people don't actually care about you, they just pretend to. A real friend asks how you've been and actually listens. They remember the little things, they follow up, they engage with you because they care. Fake friends? They're just waiting for their turn to talk. I once had a friend who would ask, "How are you?" But before I could even finish my sentence, she'd already changed the topic back to herself. Every single time. And that's when I knew real friends listen. Fake ones just wait for their turn to shine. 9. They love to compete with you. Ever had a friend who turns everything into a competition? You buy a new dress? They suddenly have a better one. You share a story? They have a more exciting, more dramatic, more impressive version of the same story. I once had a friend like this, and let me tell you, it was exhausting. No matter what I said, she had to one-up me. If I said I was tired, she was exhausted. If I had a fun weekend, hers was amazing. If I had a success, she had a bigger one. It took me a while to see it, but real friends don't see you as competition. They don't need to win. They don't need to outshine you. Friendship isn't a race. And wise women don't waste time with people who see them as a rival instead of a friend. 10. They fake kindness but lack empathy. Some people know how to say the right things, but when it comes to actually being there for you, they're nowhere to be found. They say, "I'm always here for you," but when you actually need support, they're too busy. They act kind and warm in public, but when you need a shoulder to lean on, they disappear. I once had a friend who was great at appearing kind, but had zero emotional depth. She could recite all the right words, but when it came to actually being there, she couldn't do it. Real kindness is felt, not performed. If someone's actions don't match their words, believe what they do, not what they say. 11. They manipulate with guilt. A fake friend will make you feel guilty for having boundaries, for saying no, or for putting yourself first. They'll say things like, "Wow, I guess I'm just not important to you anymore," or "I do so much for you, but you can't even do this one thing for me." It's subtle, but guilt is one of their favorite weapons. Real friends respect your boundaries. Fake ones try to break them. And wise women, we don't let guilt control us, because a real friend would never make you feel bad for doing what's best for you. 12. They're exhausting to be around. At the end of the day, the biggest sign of a fake person isn't always what they say or do. It's how they make you feel. Real friendships leave you feeling full. They bring laughter, warmth, and a sense of being truly seen and valued. Even after deep conversations or emotional moments, you walk away feeling lighter, stronger, and supported. Fake ones, they do the opposite. They drain your energy, cloud your mind with doubt, and make you question your own worth. Maybe it's their constant negativity, their backhanded compliments, or the way they always seem to take but never give. Whatever it is, you leave interactions with them feeling worse, not better, and that's your sign. I used to ignore this feeling. I made excuses, told myself I was just being overly sensitive, or convinced myself that maybe I was the problem. But the truth is, your body and mind know when something isn't right. That heaviness you feel after being around them, that exhaustion, it's your intuition telling you that this person isn't good for you. So if someone in your life feels more like a burden than a blessing, it's time to let them go, not with anger, not with guilt, but with clarity and peace. Because smart women, we don't waste our time on fake, we choose real, every time. Fake people? Not worth your time. The sooner you spot them, the sooner you protect your peace. Have you ever dealt with one? Drop a comment, I'd love to hear. And if you're all about real connections and drama-free living, hit that subscribe button. Life's too short for anything less.